Kaguchia,
Yeah.
option 3. Is there room for dialogue? Dialogue. Calling the Azimio leader to the table is an option, but some demands from the opposition puts the president in a catch-22 position. We've seen the clergy also calling for dialogue. Is this the best option?
First, I would like to maybe just, I don't know whether really I am worth informing my senior here, Professor Manyora, but anyone can be informed because there's information.
That's right, that's right.
The elderly people Prof has referred to who have led their countries, one in a revolution, another one now in the president in the Republic, I mean in the USA, and the good old man who succeeded Najib Razak in Malaysia after he was involved in serious scandals in the country. All these people are people who have had very serious track record. They are people who have immense respect from their people because of the changes they have done in their country. Take, for example, the former Prime Minister of Malaysia, who brought the revolution, the economic revolution, the economic awakening of Malaysia, and lifted that country to a very high level. In fact, he had been called back when the country suffered seriously after the after the major scandal that Najib Razak did engage in, I think in around 2018. And the reason why he was being recalled is because of his track record. Now, you see, the difference between all those elder leaders and what we have here in Kenya is that probably the main track record that Raila Odinga does have now is that of disputing elections. And every time he disputes elections, he will call for disorder in the country. He will call for anarchy in the country. He will call for breaking the law and order in the country. And what would happen is that, and this is the way the script has been, that call for mass action, call for disorder, call for anarchy, and then the script is that push the business people and religious leaders, quote unquote, to ask for dialogue. I can tell you, in this case, any call for dialogue is call for anarchy. And we are, in fact, should be investigating and looking very seriously as to who are these people calling for dialogue. Because it's very clear this could actually be the same Azimio adherents and apologists during the election period, 2022.
So there should be no dialogue.
I mean, what dialogue?
We've seen respected leaders like Bishop.
Let me tell you.
I've seen that there needs to be room for dialogue. You don't think that
there's a lady I knew who had a child, a young boy. And every morning this boy woke up. What you do from time to time is closing the mother in the room, in the house. And the boy would say, Mom, I'm not going to open for you. Unless you throw for me a 50 shillings note below the door, I'm not going to open for you. And you know, the mother would get frustrated at some point and throw the 50 shillings note. Then at some point, the boy started asking for 200. At some point, the boy started asking for 500. And the boy would frustrate the mother. And now, because the mother wants to go to work, she would give in into the demands of this boy.
So you think dialogue is giving into it?
Now, what is happening? Raila Odinga has been closing us in the room and demanding that we must give him the 100 shillings. You must give him the 500 shillings. Now he's asking for 1,000 shillings. And generally because we all want convenience. We don't all want to go through the whole process. We start asking for dialogue. What dialogue? What dialogue? Are you saying that someone can hold this country to ransom for all this time? You can hold this country into your own hands and force unconstitutional arrangements. And people in the name of business, people and religious leaders call for dialogue? What dialogue? These people are acting and working for Raila Odinga. In fact, any call for dialogue now is a call for anarchy. And I want to warn everyone who is going that direction. We are not very keen on dialogue with issues of anarchy.
Okay.
If there is dialogue that is required, there are structures.
Okay.
We have parliament.
All right.
Atandi is a member of parliament. They have the minority leader who is in parliament. And any issue of dialogue about the welfare of Kenyans will be done on the floor of the House.
The House, all right.
It will be done in the established, established institutions, in the constitutional manner.
All right.
And I can tell you, anything else, and you know very well, and they also know that the kind of negotiation that is required here is this country cannot go through or cannot go on without Raila being accommodated in one way or another. Are you getting? We, the people who are also supporting Raila, also in the cold, we also want something in the government. We must help Raila to be as unruly as possible so that we can also benefit from this.
Let's see
and the whole issue of dialogue here is to ensure that the Raila Odinga gets a handshake, and of course, you know, they will deny it in the morning, deny it in the evening. And deny it every day.
On the dialogue.
They will deny it every day.
Let's bring in Manyora on this.
In a call for dialogue is call for handshake arrangement.
All right.